Hello, welcome to Tobias Music. I am Paul Tobias, and we're here in the Tobias Music live music room located here in Downers Grove, Illinois. We're based in suburban Chicago. Our store has been here for 45 years, and we're still family owned and operated through this whole time. We're here to show you some really cool guitars coming out of the Taylor facility in El Cajon, California. I'm with the legendary, the Hall of Famer, Rich Casciato. Rich is the district sales manager for Taylor Guitars here in the Midwest region, and he's brought along some really cool guitars to show us, some new products. Rich, thanks for coming out, and welcome back to Downers Grove.
Always great to be in Downers Grove. Love it, love it.
So, beautiful lineup of guitars here. This is the new 400 series. Kind of going through a little refresh package.
Yeah, I think it's time. You know, talking with Andy, he said it was time to redo this, but there's certain things that you don't want to touch about the 400 series.
400 series has always been a stalwart here with the Taylor lineup. It's a workhorse. It's a US-made, all solid wood, rosewood spruce guitar.
And we wanted to keep it that way.
Yeah.
We wanted to keep it.
Well, it's the most affordable solid rosewood guitar that you guys have in the lineup. Very, very popular for, at this point, almost decades. I know probably about 8 or 10 years ago you switched to all rosewood from Ovan Call. But again, it gives the shoppers, the guitar players, just a more affordable version for all solid rosewood.
You know, actually, we continued to make the 400 in Ovencall and rosewood clear to just a few years ago. And we had the 414 CE, 412 CE, and the 414 CER, and the 412 CER.
Correct.
So we kept them together, and then you know, then it became strictly a rosewood guitar just a couple of years ago.
Sure, and you know, rosewood, I mean, if guitar players had one choice of guitars for tone woods, within reason. Sure, there's a ton of exotic woods out there that they could use, but within the handful of guitars we use regularly, I think 90% of them would probably pick a rosewood guitar.
Well, you know, if you're going to be a one guitar person, you know, I mean, this does everything well. Rosewood will do everything well. Then it becomes what you're going to choose for your body shape and how it responds to that wood pairing. So certainly rosewood and spruce are the most popular with acoustic guitar. Yeah,
so the 414 historically has just been a killer guitar. It's your Swiss Army knife, the grand auditorium shape. Again, all solid wood, made in the USA.
Yeah, that would be this guitar right here that we're talking about is the 414. So we could, if you want to, go over what the changes are. They're in the refresh.
Perfect.
Okay? Like I said, you know, Andy, you know, there are certain things that Andy didn't want to touch, being rosewood and spruce. But in the refresh, what we did was a couple of things. The first thing is we came up with a whole new tobacco Sunburst. This gives this guitar a much more vintage vibe, traditional look. And it's you know, I don't know if the camera is really picking up how gorgeous this burst is, but they really nailed this burst. Okay, the rosette is it's an Agoya shell, and the Agoya is actually a freshwater shell. Okay, and there's a new inlay that's going to be hard for the camera to pick up, but we'll get it later. And it is a Finial inlay, and Andy came up with this. It's actually like from an architectural. They made finials. And then the white binding really brings the guitar, the silhouette of the guitar. It just picture frames it all the way around. And of course, Indian rosewood in the back and sides, mahogany neck, and of course, V-class bracing.
The go-to these days.
Is the go-to. So, and there's going to be three models of the guitar right away. There's going to be the 414. There's going to be a concert size 412.
412 is still a very popular guitar.
And then the 417.
But the brand new model, which I was really excited to see. Something totally new. The Grand Pacific shape in a 400 series.
Right.
I do believe also this is the first all-gloss Grand Pacific in your lineup.
That would,
And boy, visually it does have that vintage look to it.
Yeah,
kind
there's
of an old-timey looking guitar in a way.
There is no doubt that this is the traditional round shoulder or soft shoulder, whatever
Slope
way you want
shoulder.
to call it, slope shoulder dreadnought. But again, with that finish, with the rosette popping out as it does, the white binding with the silhouette, and the sound. I mean,
Yeah.
the sound, it's here. That low end push and the scooped mids, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, the bigger body, a rosewood spruce, I mean, that's going to be a powerful
Right.
guitar. Very heavy in the low end, the lower frequencies. A lot of sparkling trebles.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to give the player exactly what they expect out of a dreadnought. If you just look at that guitar, it's going to sound like the way you think it should just by looking at it.
Sure.
And then, of course, the concert size is going to be available. So for finger stylists, for people that just want a more comfortable fit.
Sure.
It also has the shorter scale, so it's a 24 7/8 scale.
Very cozy. guitar
Very
play.
cozy, and what a lot of things people don't understand. You go, well, it's a short scale. Well, what does that really mean to the player? Well, if you take a string and you tune it to a pitch, the same pitch, but it's shorter, the tension is totally different. So it's a whole different feel. It's a tactile touch, and when you really begin to play it, you get it.
Yeah, and
you do.
I've always thought the shorter scale, it just much less fatigue on your left hand.
Well, there's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. It's kind of like we can talk about the GT size real quick. Now, we're not making a GT in this size, but when you think about the size of a GT, Andy's idea of that is there are some people that detune their guitars. Okay, so you tune it to an E flat, let's say, and if you capo the first fret of a standard guitar, that's the scale of a GT.
Okay.
So, and then you have that different touch of the scale length and things. So there's all these fun things going on. But for 400, it's 412, 414, 417.
Just a great lineup, and again, the 400 series being out for so many years now, maybe I agree it's time for that refresh.
Sure.
A little bit newer look. Of course, V-bracing has changed everything with Taylor guitars, even the Grand Concert, where I think a lot of people in years past would always kind of think of a smaller body guitar, maybe as a wimpy guitar. It's not something you would go out and pound on stage. V-class bracing changed that.
We'll tell Lindsey Buckingham and Tommy Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Because they play small guitars.
Yeah, so...
And me.
let's not forget the Taylor ES2 electronics on all of these.
Yep, that's correct.
So stage, studio, ready. So many people home recording these days. So any of these would be the perfect fit for your home
Absolutely.
studio, or
Absolutely.
if you're playing your local gig. So yeah, again, a welcome change.
Right.
It's still the same, but it is a little different.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're the kind of player that doesn't play out, that doesn't record, you just want a traditional guitar at home, you can order the guitar without electronics.
Sure.
So you
all
could
three are
do that.
available without the electronics.
Yeah, we'll just have to build it for you, and that's all.
Yeah, I think
So-
most stores, being a retailer, being a high volume Taylor dealer,
Who would that be?
most our guitars, Taylor guitars, do have electronics, and a vast majority of the players do want the ES2 electronics. It's just convenient to have. Sure beats coming back a year from now and having our tech install something.
Well,
if
it
you
makes the
decide you want
guitar,
it.
the thing about the ES2 that I have found over the years of being with Taylor is the ES2 is different in the fact that it makes the guitar sound like the guitar. What the heck did I just say? What I'm saying is that if you have a maple guitar with an ES2 and you plug it in, it sounds like a maple guitar. A rosewood guitar sounds like a rosewood guitar. A mahogany guitar sounds like a mahogany guitar. That's the way that pickup is designed. For the most part, most undersaddle pickups, you're really just hearing the pickup.
Yeah, and one thing I've heard recently in relation to the ES2 pickups, It was said a while back that the new ES2, though it's a piezo pickup, it's more like a microphone of the guitar, where the under the saddle pickup is more of a sensor.
Correct.
So I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
The ES2 gives you that true natural sound of that guitar.
It picks up the vibe of the wood.
Yeah.
Because it's behind the saddle, it's not under the saddle. So it's not being pressured by the strings. It's just behind it with very little pressure on the back.
So, in general, just a great package. Obviously, all three come with a hard shell case.
Yep, and of course, the Grand Pacific will come with the Western floral case, right?
Which, when we bring those out here at the store, everybody's like, "Holy cow!
Yeah.
Look at that thing!" So,
can I get that on my Grand Auditorium? No.
Exactly. But no, again, very happy to see this. They're starting to roll out of the Taylor facility in El Cajon, California. They'll be showing up soon.
Effective today.
And effective today. That's right. And boy, I could recommend a place to get them if you're interested. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. The best little guitar store in Downers Grove, Illinois.
We are the biggest Taylor dealer in all of Downers Grove, Illinois.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
you are.
So again, if you have a chance, stop in the shop to play them. Rich will be providing some demos, so some good quality demos, so you get an idea what these guitars sound like. And if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of us. At the end of the video, we'll have our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube channels listed on the screen. So give us a follow. Feel free to call or shoot us an email. You can contact us through the website. But again, pretty exciting guitars. I don't want to say a new lineup, but a refreshed lineup.
A refreshed lineup.
From Taylor Guitars.
You know, one of the things we really, we should talk about really quick is that, so the 400 is a rosewood spruce guitar. But Taylor also makes a rosewood spruce in 800s and 900s. So people are going to ask, well, is there a difference in the bracing? Why is there a difference in these guitars? Okay, so if we really look and we try to compare these things, all of those guitars have V bracing. Okay, bracing some, and don't forget that in the 700 series, it's the Builder's Edition that is a rosewood.
Correct.
Okay. So there's multiple places in the Taylor lineup that you can get this rosewood. So what becomes the differences, and why is there a price difference, and things like that. And the beauty of the 400 series is that it's not a complex build. Okay, it's a very traditional guitar. All right. I'm going to kind of repeat myself here a little bit, but the V bracing pretty much the same in these models. You're getting a different level of rosewood as you go up. You're getting different inlays. You're getting different bindings. So we have a white binding here, but when we jump into some of those others, you're getting wood bindings. All right. So there's different levels. You're getting armrests. Don't forget the armrest in the 800s and the 900s. Okay. The chamfered edges in the Builder's Edition 700. So having he didn't pay me to say this, but having a store like you have, where you have these things that you can all play, and you can begin to compare them. You and I know this, but it's so important to play these instruments, so you can hear those little idiosyncrasy differences, and the feel. These guitars feel amazing, and they sound amazing, which you'll hear soon.
Yeah, so. Smoothest playing guitars in the industry.
In the industry,
you guys
without a doubt.
That,
so I wanted to make sure that
up.
we did that comparison now, because as a viewer and as a researcher of guitars, you folks at home, you're going to be doing that too.
Yeah. Like I say, you'll be able to hear demos online. Mm-hmm. Ideally, stop in the store and test drive them. Not always possible for everybody, so that's where your demos.
Yep. So we'll try to demo it, and we'll be sure to use
handy.
a Taylor pick.
Taylor pick, Taylor employee, Taylor guitar. Do you have a Taylor T-shirt on?
I do, underneath the shirt.
Very good. So, hey, thanks for tuning in. again, have a long time relationship with the folks at Taylor Guitars. We've been with them for 35, 36 years now, a long, long time. And I've always thought of Taylor Guitars as kind of the type of company that can't sit still. They're always innovating, always coming up with new ideas. A great example with these new 400 series. Again, just time for a little change. Did they completely change it? No, it's very similar to the originals, but they added a nice cool vibe with the new inlay and the Sunburst. So again, feel free to get a hold of us at any time. Rich, we really appreciate you coming out.
Love being here.
It's not very often we get a Hall of Famer here in our store.
You can explain to them what that means.
Next video, we'll talk about that. But Rich, this one's to you. Thank you very much, and let's hear some demos.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thank you very much.